What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It's your man Theo Butler. And dang, Breonna Taylor. Okay, let's go ahead and get to it. Um, First of all, those of y'all talk about her family sold her out. No, they did not. There's a difference between a civil case and a criminal case. And if you don't know the difference between the two, you really shouldn't be speaking. You shouldn't, because you're irresponsible. Um, Now let's get to it. In a home, sleep, murdered. Mitch McConnell, who is the governor of Louisville, silent. Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, silent. Alex Villanueva, the sheriff, LA County sheriff who asked LeBron James to donate money for the police officers who had been shot, silent. Colby Covington, I have an axe to grind with you, you racist piece of... You wore the Make America Great hat on, and then you told a brother to do the smoke signals. Colby Covington, I weigh 180 pounds. I would bitch slap you dead in your face if you said something like that to me with that hat on. And I give two damns about what happened after the fact, but I would slap you dead in your mouth. Yeah, because I believe, yeah, you're a traitor. Here's what I'm going to have to say. Here's what I'm going to say about Breonna Taylor. African Americans, blacks, Jamaicans, Haitians, whatever you us want to call ourselves, niggas or whatever, we're gonna have some decisions to make at some point in time. The Player showed you a couple of weeks ago exactly what America fears. America feels segregation. America fears her black entertainers walking off the job. She does. You want to get results. America is telling you that. Shut up and dribble. All of those have been very key phrases that have been listed. We don't want to hear from y'all. Just perform. Take the performances away. Ben said this a long time ago. You don't want to listen. At some point in time, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Isn't that what our parents used to tell us all the time? You can't have your cake and eat it too. Black athletes, black performers, black entertainers are going to have to say we're taking our talents elsewhere. Black families are going to have to say the same thing. You're going to have to stop sending your children to these schools. The alumni for these schools really don't care about your children outside of playing sports. They don't. They've told you this. They don't see your child as a coach. They don't see your child as a trainer. They see your child as the entertainer. No one to make any type of critical decisions. How does that come into play with Breonna Taylor? It's very, very simple. Why are we still letting white cops in our neighborhoods? Theo, that sounds racist. Maybe. But until we can tell the good white cops from the bad white cops, why allow white cops, period, in your neighborhood? Isn't that what white racists have been saying for the longest time? We're all niggas to them, right? It really, really is simple. Defund and segregate. There should be no white police officers allowed in black communities, period. But this goes deeper than that. Breonna Taylor was murdered. Nobody was charged with her murder. Black community, that falls on us. If that was Ray Ray, Tyrone, and Pookie, we would have went to go see about them. We didn't. This is a long-standing tradition in the black community. We allow people to come in and murder us, and we don't hold them accountable. But if we murder us, we hold us accountable. We getting that one wrong. I'm not encouraging violence, but what I will say is this. When somebody knows they have something to lose, they're less likely to take something from you. That is a fact of life. Black folks are going to have to start having black folks, niggas, Negroes, colors, African Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever we want to call ourselves. We have some tough decisions to make. No black person that goes before a white judge should allow a white judge to judge them. Historically speaking, they can't get it right. But then that means you, as the person that's going before the white judge, has to stand there and have the conviction to say, I won't let you judge me. I need a black judge. You're going to have the courage and conviction to do that. And you're going to have that same courage and conviction that Colin Kaepernick had. You can't be worried about who follows behind you. You just have to stand up for what's right. It's no different than you looking over at the jury. You black, you don't see 12 people in that jury stand that look like you. Tell them, I'm good. I'll go to the back of the bus. Figuratively speaking, I will not be judged by a white judge, and I won't have anybody in that jury that doesn't look like me. At some point in time, you have to stand up for your rights and be prepared to make sacrifices to do it. Isn't that what Muhammad Ali did? And we look at him as being the greatest because of that. A lot of us had a lot of negative things to say about Colin Kaepernick, but when history tells the story, he will be remembered as one of the greatest because of his stance. Now let's talk about history, because it's an interesting segue. Donald Trump wants to have a pro-American education program. He doesn't want to talk about slavery. And of course, his trumpeters are clapping for that because they don't want to talk about it. But here's what nobody's taking into consideration. What are you going to do with the Confederate flag? By my calculations, Donald Trump only has two things that he needs to wipe out of history if he wants to make America look good, except it's going to upset some people. Some of those people happen to be his biggest supporters. So let's look at it. Let's not go all the way back, though. Let's start with the Vietnam War, because we don't know whether or not we won that one yet. Not yet. We don't know whether or not we won that one. It's still some toss up in the air. So if it's 50-50, Donald, you're going to get rid of that one too. We're just going to scratch the Vietnam history and we're just going to say America won. Okay. What are you going to do about the Civil War? Dumbass. Because it's quite a few Confederates right here in this country, and they consider it such an honor to be a descendant of the Confederacy that they celebrate Confederate Memorial Day. Well, hell, Donald, if you gonna get rid of slavery, and we're not gonna talk about slavery, we definitely can't talk about the Civil War. And if we can't talk about the Civil War, we damn sure can't talk about or respect or look at the Confederate flag. You finna piss off a whole bunch of people. But then again, Donald, you really can't do that because it is history. That's you trying to be a dictator, which is how you've been conducting yourself as a dictator. You don't want to lose the presidency. You want to be overthrown. Breonna Taylor. Because that's what it boils down to. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin. If this was Tip Harris telling you this, y'all be all in. If this was David Banner telling y'all this, y'all be all in. If the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was telling you this, you be all in. But you don't have them. You have me. What I'm telling you is really not too much different from what our black forefathers would have told you. The thing is, you know me, you can actually reach out and touch me. I'm touchable. I'm reachable. I'm an average person, just like you. Just like many of us. I'm not special. I'm just a person who's sick and tired of being sick and tired. So my question to my fellow brothers and sisters, because you keep looking at the judicial system, you keep complaining about it, you keep asking, what can we do? Well, hell, our forefathers in Rosewood and Tulsa, Oklahoma, and many other places in this country that don't get enough credit, showed you exactly what we can do. Do our own. If we don't want the Breonna Taylors to have died in vain, we go off and do our own. Black doctors, black lawyers, black police officers, black sports leagues, black sports network, black news network, black convenience stores, black nail salons, black hair stores, black gas stations, black banks. And we do all of that right here in America. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm speaking to my people. The trials and tribulations that I went through the past 2-3 years, I kept looking for somebody else to help. What I didn't realize was that, and I took for granted, that the person that could help me the most, it was two people. One I saw every day, one I couldn't see. I put my faith in those two people. The one I saw every day and the one I couldn't see. The one I saw every day was me. The one that I couldn't see every day was the person upstairs. To my brothers and sisters, trying to figure out how we move past this, get past this, start looking at each other. Start with yourself first. Smile when you see yourself. Then when you go outside and you see your brothers and sisters walking the street, smile and let them know that they are not by themselves. This whole time for me mugging is past all that. Then get with the brothers and sisters in your community. Stop coming up with excuses for why things can't get done and come up with solutions for why things can get done. Get out each other's way and start building roads for each other to progress. Understand that it takes us as a community coming together. It takes us as a people coming together. Put down the guns. If the guns ain't to protect your neighborhood from outside forces, put the guns down. You shooting up your clients. You are. It's just that simple. Right now, those of us that are mourning, paying our respects, asking ourselves, what can we do to honor Breonna Taylor? We honor Breonna Taylor. We honor Breonna Taylor by loving ourselves and taking care of each other, regardless of the colors we got hanging out of our back pocket, the religions that we practice, or the people that we choose to love. At the end of the day, we're black. At least that's what they say when they put it on the job application. What we do know is that we are the beautiful children of Africa. It is about past time we started acting like the Zulu warriors that came from that continent. Peace.